Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you, acting like I know what I'm doing. Today we're going to be covering more of Injustice 2, which we break down into 4 digital issues. When we last left off, Batman had met up with his daughter. She won't be showing up in this episode. Then we discovered that Hal Jordan had gone off and fought against the Red Lanterns and the Yellow Lanterns. Also not showing up in this episode. You know who is showing up in this episode? Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. And we're going to discover what they've been doing ever since they fought Amazo. And then maybe the Lanterns will come back. When we last left off in the world of Injustice 2, Hal Jordan was being punished for the actions that he took during Injustice 1. He quickly became a Red Lantern and learned the true weapon in the Red Lantern's arsenal, and it was Starro, and he had become Starro the Conqueror, the Red Lantern. But when we last left off with Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, Booster had received all of Ted Kord's fortunes and was training Blue Beetle to become a true hero. Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, had saved the day from Amazo and learned that Supergirl was a thing. Also, the Titans had been freed from the Phantom Zone, and now only Starfire, Superboy, and Cassie remained. Bringing us to today, to the home of Jaime Reyes, where his parents knock at his door and he quickly loses his costume. His father, with coffee in hand, looks at him. You have friends at the door, and one of them's kind of orange. Jaime walks to the front door to find the Titans there. Starfire, Superboy, and Cassie, all in civilian clothes. Though Starfire is still kind of orange. She still kind of stands out. He slams the door behind himself and he steps outside. First of all, it's incredibly awesome the freaking Titans are on my doorstep. Second of all, the freaking Titans cannot show up on my doorstep. Starfire counters, telling Jaime that they are in their civilians. And Jaime points out the obvious, that doesn't hide the fact that you're an alien. He yells back to his parents that he's going out with friends, and they ask Jaime to please introduce them. Connor waves, telling them hello, his name is Connor, but Starfire once again doesn't quite get it, and she steps up to shake their hands. I'm Corey, Princess of Tamarin. Jaime rolls his eyes as they walk away, and they make their way to Cord Industries, current home of Booster Gold. Booster welcomes everyone and informs them that he has cold pizza in his fridge, to which Cassie asks, aren't you a billionaire now? And he turns back, yeah, you heard me right, I own the fridge. Everyone has a seat where Jaime then asks what's up, and Connor informs him that they want to expand the Titans. Jaime sits there pondering. I don't really know the community. I don't know who I could suggest. Steel seems kind of cool. Booster overhears this and walks over laughing. And Cassie looks at him with hope in her eyes. We'd like you to try it for the Titans. Jaime is speechless. A short while later, they all fly off, leaving him there to think about it. Booster and Skeets both laugh at Jaime for not understanding why they would seek him out. But before anyone can do anything, Skeets calls out, raise the defenses! And the top floor of Cord Industries explodes. With the chug 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 of the space motorcycle, Lobo himself rides up. He grabs Jaime in the Blue Beetle suit by the throat, and he lifts him off the ground and throws him over his shoulder. Booster gets up, dusts himself off, and he opens fire on Lobo. Which honestly doesn't amuse the main man as he backhands Booster into the back of the room. He lights up a cigar, and he straps Blue Beetle to the front of his bike. Skeets tags the bike with a tracker, and Lobo rides off just as the rest of the building comes down on Booster. The Titans didn't get far enough, and they turn around and head back to see whoever survived. They pull Booster out of the rubble, and he tells them, Lobo took the kid. Once out in space, though, Jaime wakes up, and Lobo tells him, it's fine. The man who wanted you alive. Jaime realizes that he's strapped to a space bike and he begins to power up, so Lobo sucker punches him again. Back on Earth, Booster then asks Skeets how the tracker is holding up. He informs him that it's working, but its range is not infinite. They need to hurry. So Booster puts his hands together. Okay, first, we need a ship. Cassie asks him, don't you own a billion-dollar company? And Booster smiles. Oh yeah! Skeets, do I have a space program? But Connor has a better idea as the whole group moves off to the Hall of Justice where the Javelin is parked. With a little help from Skeets, the ship powers up and the alarms begin to blare as they take off into space. But with an alarm, there has to be somebody monitoring it, and Bruce Wayne is woken up nearby. He asks Brother Eye to show him the onboard camera, and he sees the face of Booster plastered to the seat as they exit orbit. Booster? Batman, are you here? Turn the ship around right now, Booster. Batman, we're chasing an alien who's causing problems. And then they hang up on Batman. And behind him is Selina, giggling to herself. You think this is funny? Absolutely. Stealing Batman's ride is funny. Now tell me, are you mad that they took it, or are you mad that they didn't invite you? None of it matters anyway. I'm badly injured, and I need you waiting on me handed foot, preferably in nothing but your cape and cowl. Back in space, Lobo arrives holding the unconscious Jaime, presenting him to the client. Jaime wakes up, and the first thing he says is, that is a big chair. That's when we see the person that hired Lobo. is Metron, and he wanted the bearer of the Scarab because without his help, there will be no Earth. He explains that the great conqueror Starro has been bound by rage, and his spores will spread his hate across the universe, tearing the cosmos apart. It falls to the bearer of the Scarab to stop him. Metron turns to Lobo. Lobo, I need you to keep Blue Beetle safe. Main man don't work without his pay. There will be pay if you succeed, plus a universe in which to spend it in. Jaime looks at Metron. I might be the wrong guy here. You are the bearer of the Scarab. You are the only guy. The only guy that can stand up against Starro, the conqueror consumed by rage. His spores filled with hate. Every creature his stars touch will be infected. Starro's anger will become theirs, and they will tear themselves apart. But meanwhile, Hal Jordan is still consumed by his red ring, and he flies up with the Red Lantern Corps to attack Oa. His little Jiminy Cricket, Guy Gardner, the manifestation of his guilt as he killed Guy all the way back at the start of this, is talking to him. Hal, you're on your way to attack Oa, and Starro won't stop there. He's gonna move on to Earth. Carol, Hal, you have to save your ex. I know you're pissed off, man. Use that and break free. Hal thinks about it, and then he funnels his anger into that one goal, warning the Guardians of Oa. He screams out, fueled by his hatred at what he's become, and he begins to rocket ahead of the Red Lanterns. Blaze calls out to Atrocitus that Hal is breaking free, but Atrocitus isn't concerned as he calls out to Starro. The spores break free and they begin to attach to Hal's face, but this isn't the end. This is Hal freaking Jordan, and he punches himself in the face over and over to get the spore off. Then he eventually uses the red ring to blast himself, burning the spore off, and the manifestation of Guy chuckles. I know I'm not real, but I really liked watching you hit yourself. Back over with Sinestro and Soranik, his daughter. She asks why would Atrocitus want Sinestro. He explains that he clashed with him as a Green Lantern and then as a Yellow Lantern. He has experienced casualties. And now that he knows that Soranik is his daughter, he will target you to hurt me. She smirks, and he doesn't know you. Sinestro, with the serious face of a father who gives a damn, tells her, I would tear this universe apart to keep you safe. On the outside of Oa, Hal comes rocketing in blazing red, and Sade, one of the Guardians of the Universe, tells him to halt. Behind her, a large portion of the Corps is standing there, and she traps him in a willpower bubble. He screams out, you have to listen to me! And then he creates a Red Lantern sword to slice open the bubble, and he sucker punches Sade. The manifestation of Guy tells Hal that he needs a new plan. Punching them with rage is not going to convince them, man. So Hal realizes he has one option, one way to get a clear head, one way to warn the galaxy, and he cuts his own finger off, severing his connection to the red. Guy looks at him. It's always amputation with you. And then he calls out, the Red Lanterns have taken! But it's too late, as the Red Lanterns have arrived and Sade realizes what's going on. They have taken Starro the Conqueror. The war between the Red and the Green Lanterns begins. Back on the ship, we have a few more people to get to, and as they get closer to Metron, Lobo crashes into their ship. Connor tells them to open up the bay doors. He'll resolve this, and he floats out into space, except this time, Lobo is prepared, and he opens fire on Connor with a kryptonite bullet. This time, though, Cassie's there to block the shot with her bracers. Metron steps up. These people are not our enemies, Lobo. Inside of the ship, Booster asks, who's the Metron guy? Metron is a new god. He holds unparalleled knowledge and understanding of the ending of the universe. He is one of the most intelligent beings in the galaxy. Starfire stops Skeets. Really? Can you hear me out there? Logically, no, but the new gods do not listen to logic. So Starfire calls out, Great Metron, I understand that you are one of the greatest minds in the universe. Yes. Can you turn off the alarm? He waves his hand and it finally shuts off. Oh, thank God. Jaime looks at the Titans. You guys came for me. And Connor floats over. What's going on? I'm apparently supposed to save the universe. So Metron explains the situation with Starro, the one with the Red Lanterns, and that the Scarab is the last being that will be able to defeat it. Cassie asks him if he'll be fighting in this war, but Metron informs them that he cannot interfere, but he can teleport them all directly there. Back on Oa, the Lanterns are in a full-on battle, with one of them calling out to Sade to call the other Guardians on the surface, get reinforcements, only to see Sade is controlled by a spore. Hal sees Soranik and he yells out, give me a ring! But she refuses. And while this is raging on, the ship and Metron all teleport right outside of the battlefield. Without hesitation, Lobo, Connor, Cassie, and Starfire all rocket onto the battle. But Booster looks for Jaime and he finds him in the cargo bay hiding. I can't do this, Booster. Yeah, you can. Batman thinks, oh good, that guy. You know what? Batman claims to not have a superpower, but he has the power to fill his fellow heroes with crippling insecurities. Seriously, every Robin gets a pair of tights and an inferiority complex. Kid, look at me. We're going to win, because Ted Kord didn't die for no reason. Jaime looks up. If Ted Kord had lived, we wouldn't be here to save everything. And then Booster looks at Skeets and tells him, play back the important bits from the message that he left me. The hologram of Ted Cord appears before Jaime, and the last message he left to Booster Gold plays out. There's this kid, Jaime. He's special. You can see it. He's actually going to be the kind of hero that we always pretended we'd be one day. Hearing that, Jaime puts on his suit and he walks to the door. You ready, kid? No? You going out there anyway? Yep. Also? Booster? Yeah. What Ted said about pretending to be a hero? That was absolute crap. He was a hero. Oh, I know, kid. He was mine. And they head off to save the universe. And there you have it, more Injustice 2 concluded right here at Comicstorian. Now, the plan right now is to bring you another episode in 2 weeks. So, subscribe to the channel to keep up to date on your favorite Injustice 2 storylines. And if you want to get more opinions from me and my co-host Dan over on our Twitch, twitch.tv/eligiblemonster, every Sunday at 2 p.m., we'll let you know what we think about the Injustice storylines as they're coming out. It's a show that we do over there. It's called Comicstorian Weekly. We talk about things that we do. I really need to learn how to outro videos. Mary Jane! Get back with Peter Parker. I'll see you next time.